Let's go watch it in 2D. No, let's go watch it in 3D. But if we watch it in 3D, then is it worth the cost?
Hello, hello, hello. This is Adolf. I have with me almost the full crew. We have James here.
Yep.
And Jake.
Howdy, folks.
And Miss Kristen.
Hello, everyone.
Krista might join us later. We'll keep you in suspense. So, today we're going to talk about the 2019 fall preview. What 3D movies can you expect to see in the theaters this fall for 2019? So, it's going to start things off in the end of September, which the first movie is Abominable, an animated movie. And Jake, you're going to be reviewing this. Tell everyone all about Abominable.
Well, all I can tell you is what I've seen in the trailers. It looks like we have yet another Bigfoot 3D animated movie. It's become a thing, I guess. This one is Yeti, and it's Asian. It seems like this is. It doesn't seem like it's as good. For the trailer, doesn't look as good as the other ones like Smallfoot and Missing Link, but I'll be reviewing it. I'll give it a fair shot. It just looks like it's your typical DreamWorks / Pixar 3D animated in 3D story of kids finding themselves through meeting a stranger, in this case Yeti. It looks like something most adults have seen 100 times, and hopefully when they take their kids, it won't be a painfully dull experience.
That's
But
why we added
it could-
Fleetwood Mac in the background. To
Yeah,
keep the awake.
yeah, exactly. Well, they should try metal. That might work better.
James, you got any thoughts on Abominable?
No, it seems very similar to the other. I mean, maybe not in the premise, but kind of the way it looks similar to the other film that was released.
Smallfoot or
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Smallfoot or what was the other one we watched earlier this year that I
Missing
love?
Link.
Missing Link.
Missing Link.
Yeah, there's a trend of Bigfoot movies right now. I don't know why.
Yeah, I've become the official 3D Bigfoot reviewer.
Maybe it sells a lot of toys.
Well, I think it's more maybe no one can really copyright a Yeti because it's a mythical creature.
Yeah, or a Sasquatch or a Bigfoot.
So anyone could use it, it's easy peasy, So I guess it's just, they want to be creative but they don't have any other ideas, so let's just make a Yeti movie. All right, sure.
Let's take the easy way out. We've been doing it for decades.
Yeah.
And Bigfoots are easy to design. It's just a blob of fur with arms and legs.
That looks human-esque. All right, so the next movie, we're going into October. We got 3 basically in a row, which is kind of shocking. 2 come out the same weekend, and 1 come out the week after. So we'll start with the first one, Gemini Man, with Will Smith versus Will Smith.
Yeah, Fresh Prince versus Big Willie.
So, Kristen, what do you think of this?
I don't know. It seemed kind of cliche to me in a way. Hopefully the movie itself will unfold into something a little bit more deep than just facing yourself through some sort of proverbial cloning or whatever.
James, what do you think of this Attack of the Clones movie?
I don't really have the strongest opinion on the movie, but if I wouldn't be against seeing it personally. You know what I mean? I'm in the middle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kind of struck me a little bit as Terminator, sort of like a Terminator reprise or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, this is going to be shot in 120 frames per second, which is extremely fast, and done by Ang Lee. So it should look, the trailers look cool. It should look very awesome when you actually see it in the theater. If you can see a high speed, high frame rate theater, I think it'd definitely be worth going out of your way for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Jake, you've seen movies like this, right? And they're outside.
Yes. Uh-huh. They do look amazing. I mean, they look real.
Which is weird because, like, you kind of also do want the cinematic look, quote unquote,
No, but when you're watching a movie with special effects and stuff, you know they're effects. But when I saw the first of the
Hobbit movies?
Yeah, exactly. In this high frame rate, I was like, holy crap. I actually felt like I was really seeing this stuff for real. I mean, I knew it couldn't be real, but it felt real.
All right, anything else for Gemini Man or no?
Hey, Will Smith's been on a roll, so there's a good chance this may be pretty good.
He's almost like the Tom Cruise of the
What?
2010s.
What about his stars like his Suicide Squad and why can't he reprise his role in that?
Well, that's a whole different story. I actually did like him in Suicide Squad, though.
That's true.
Maybe he's too.
Hey, we're getting Idris Elba, so I'm not complaining.
Kristen, what were you saying?
I said maybe Will Smith was too expensive.
Yeah.
All right.
And I think it's to get a lot more expensive since he really helped Aladdin coast over the $1 billion mark.
All right, so let's go on to the next movie, animated movie again, the Addams Family. Now, we all talked about this, but James, you weren't part of that discussion. What do you think of the animated Addams Family?
Okay, I know that they are trying to make the art style like the original like comics from the 30s or something like that, right? But
exactly.
I can't get I can't get behind it. It does not look I don't know. I much I think this is one of the rare times where I say like it looks a lot better in live action, Where I don't know. So it doesn't look bad per se. I mean, maybe a little bit kind of bland or forgettable, but it's just I don't know. The art is really weird, or the it's not so much the animation, because a movie can have or an animated movie can have really good animation and the art style is just not to my liking. I think this is one of the cases where that's the case. But besides that, it just looks, okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the character models look really weird, and especially the girl that is in the laboratory class. I guess it's biology with Wednesday. She looks god awful. Yeah.
Well, and one thing that, and I mean, okay, I think that there's something really different behind, when you move 2D models to 3D. I think that's another thing where it's like, there's a difference behind having a character that's drawn on paper on like, a comic strip or something, and then having those two-dimensional characters made three-dimensional. You know what I'm saying? Like they just don't look, they don't really look right, I would have much preferred like maybe have the same like substance as in content of the comic book, but I don't necessarily think that adapting like the exact art style was the best choice, because as far as I'm concerned, the majority of people do not like it.
Yeah, we're in 100% agreement.
Yeah.
That's my maybe it would remind me a little bit of the Peanuts movie of some years ago, where it almost looked like comic strips moving upon each other, like in different time.
Yeah.
Exactly. Oh, and the merch that's come out for this movie, based on these designs, looks even worse.
Yeah.
Yeah. Charles Addams did not envision his characters to be in 3 dimensions. I think they
Yeah,
would
that's
have
the
been better
thing.
served doing either a 2D animated version using his character designs, or basing the 3D designs off the 60s TV show.
Or stop motion, you know.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah. Oh, God. Just the thought of the Addams Family in stop motion is just like, oh my God.
I think it would be
Oh, God, that would have been incredible.
And the best thing about stop motion is that they could have left some of the jerkiness. They try to smooth that out in post production, but having the little bit of a jerkiness to their characters, maybe having them be jerky, but everyone else be normal, that would have worked so well to see that. They look very distinct and very different, but everyone else looks, that animation style of live of motion capture, of the models, it's just so cool. It just.
Yeah.
Yeah, this could have been as cool as Nightmare Before Christmas or the
Yeah.
Mad Monster Party. But no, they have to go the way of Hotel Transylvania.
Yeah. I kind of honestly 3D animation to me, especially the way that it's mass produced now, seems more cost effective, if anything. Like, if they wanted to do something unique like stop motion or, anything like that, that would have required effort. And
Yeah,
I don't think they wanted to do that. That's the thing, unfortunately.
yeah. And also with Leica's lack of success, I think a lot of studios are afraid to go with stop motion. Because, I mean,
Yeah.
Tim Burton isn't even doing stop motion stuff anymore, which is a
Yeah.
shame.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I predict that this Addams Family will be hitting video before Christmas time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it'll be a Christmas babysitter.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll be a small budget and it can make its money back. And it's a good timing that it comes out in October. It gets people ready for spookiness and stuff, but it just looks bad.
Another thing that I'm not really a fan of is the fact, or at least maybe I'm not a fan, but you got to think about it, is like how is the movie gonna do for foreign markets? You know, is it gonna do well? I don't know. That's something you got to think about, right?
Yeah?
Yeah, and it seems like most people's references now for the Addams Family are the two '90s movies. They've forgotten the Charles Addams strip, and they don't remember the '60s TV show. That's because networks tend to not run black and white stuff.
A lot of good black and white television. That's a shame.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, maybe if they would actually get the film archive and convert it up, people would want to see it. I think it's hard to go back.
That always looks awful. That always looks awful to me.
Mm.
Well, I'm just saying, like, if it's this, old school resolution of the TV, then it's going to look bad now in HD. But if they got the original film and just restored it and cleaned it, and it'd just be the
Mhm.
same thing, that could look fine. That could be okay for now.
It's interesting you mentioned that because I've watched episodes of The Twilight Zone, and that's filmed in black and white, and I'm always astonished at how clear it is, even on these newer televisions. I don't know what kind of
All but
resolution.
okay, all but one season were filmed on film.
Okay.
That's why one season was done video. As because CBS cheaped out on Serling and they
Okay.
look god awful.
Okay. Yeah, just some of those older episodes. I remember I was watching them, and I was just astonished at how clear it was. So that must
Yeah,
be it.
yeah. Route 66, same thing. It was done. It was shot on film, and most of the Warner Brothers shows like 77 Sunset Strip, all those were done on film.
Okay, so that's why they still hold water today.
Yeah.
and look really good.
Star Trek original show with William Shatner was recorded on film, and when they re-released it in HD, it looks gorgeous because they got the original
hmm
film, and they added CG graphics later, but
hmm
it still looks great because it was film. It wasn't crappy TV
hmm
resolution back then.
Yeah, yeah.
Now,
We need to thank Lucille Ball because she not only made sure Star Trek got made, because she was the owner of Desilu Productions, so she was the boss who said because nobody else wanted to make it, she did, and she also gave him the money to shoot it on film.
Well, we could talk about Star Trek all day.
Yeah,
yes,
no, but that's just something people forget. I always say people forget if it wasn't for Lucy, we wouldn't probably have modern sci-fi as we know it.
True. Kristen, what were you saying?
what was I saying? Oh, I said I actually watched Star Trek last night, the original series.
Hey, a Wild Krista has joined us.
Hello.
All right, Krista, do you have any thoughts on the previous movies we just talked about, or do you want to just keep going to The Maleficent, Mistress of Evil?
I mean, I'm pretty excited for Abominable. I think, based on the trailer, it looks pretty good.
Okay. So, like I said before, Maleficent 2, Mistress of Evil is coming out in October, and from Disney. And this is a weird movie. It looks like a sequel, but it's not. But it looks like a prequel, but it's not. It looks like a reboot. I don't know what the hell it is.
It's Angela Jolie's cheekbones.
Man, that was a burn.
It's just very confusing as to what the storyline is actually supposed to be.
Kristen, have you seen the original?
I never did watch the original movie, no. Just the previews.
Yeah, I watched it, but I don't remember it at all, really. It's just a vague memory. It's like 5 years ago it came out or something.
To me, it's like imagine an Alice in Wonderland 3D movie without all the things that made those almost interesting.
That's a very good analogy.
And I hated the Alice in Wonderland movies.
And Angelique Jolie's got really intense cheekbones.
That's a great hot take. I can't top that. James, you got anything to add?
No, not really. I mean, not really too big on the whole live action reimagining type films. Not really huge on those. I sort of think that they take away a lot of the life of, the property.
Well, I feel like Maleficent doesn't even really count because it was before all these other ones. It just doesn't hold up to time, I don't think.
I'm like, why did they make this?
Good question.
Coming out next to Halloween. So Halloween spooky money.
That's what I was thinking. I was going to say maybe it fits the Halloween niche.
So yeah, Maleficent, I don't know if this is going to do well. I think people have moved on to, and we'll see. We'll have to figure out who reviews that later, because I don't think anyone wants to.
Yeah, I think we're going to draw straws on this one.
All right, let's move on to November. And November, we have one movie, Frozen 2. What are y'all's thoughts on the original Frozen before we get to Frozen 2? I actually like it. I thought it was fun for what it was.
I actually like it. I know a lot of people don't like it, but it came out when I was a teenage girl, so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I just want to know why Disney hasn't got off their ass and released this in 3D for home video for the U.S. market yet.
Wait, you're kidding?
Yeah, no. Frozen never got a home 3D release in the United States. Yeah.
Sometimes some of their decision making almost seems like they're just rolling dice, and whatever the dice say, they just go with it.
Mhm.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
they're like, I don't even think the people who run Disney are human. I think that they're just,
Algorithm.
yeah, I think that they're machine.
Yeah, Imagineers made them.
I mean, I feel like that can't be far from the truth. Like bureaucracy, like when you have something as big as Disney, all the decision making becomes like based on like bureaucracy. And so even if someone has a good idea, the chances that that good idea gets approved by the 20 other people that need to approve it, every good idea gets stopped dead in its tracks before it even.
Mm-hmm.
James, do you remember in Futurama where they actually had robots throw dice, and they're like the TV executives, and they decide what TV show is hot?
Yeah, I remember. It's like game shows are back in season.
Yeah.
I'll
add the clip.
I remember that.
Greetings, gentlemen. You already know my Execubots. Executive Alpha, programmed to like things it has seen before.
Hey.
Executive Beta, programmed to roll dice to determine the fall schedule.
More reality shows.
And Executive Gamma, programmed to underestimate Middle America.
It's funny, but is it going to get them off their tractors?
Yeah, that was good. The corporate Execubots.
All right, so let's get to Frozen 2, which we have no idea what this plot is about. It just looks like Elsa is trying to learn her powers and go to a mysterious place, and she wants to walk on water, and no idea what's going on.
It seems like it's about going into the past and like learning about her parents or something like that is what my take on it is, but I could be wrong.
It's very possible.
Yeah, that's decent.
It's always possible, you never know.
This is going to make a lot of money, definitely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Disney may have yet a fifth $1 billion movie this year. I'm counting.
Probably.
Kristen, you got anything to mention?
Not really. I didn't see the first one. I just know that it made a song hit. That's about all. Yeah.
A lot of money, that's for sure.
Let us know. Yeah. I'm not going to put the clip of that because they'll sue us.
Yeah.
Oh, why don't you use the South Park guys? Let's build a snowman.
All right. So let's go to December. We got 3 movies. Jumanji, The New Level. Now, James, you actually reviewed the first Jumanji. How do you feel about the second?
I kind of like the idea, but I don't know. See, the thing is that there was some novelty to the one that came out a little while ago because it was kind of a new thing. But this one might be fine. One thing I do kind of like about it is that they're changing up like the people that go in. Like, it's not just the very stereotypical thing is it's 4 teenagers like that's a very but this time it's like they're all adults, and 2 of them are like old or something. I don't know.
Yeah, we got the should have been Pokemon, Danny DeVito.
Yeah.
and Danny Glover, which I think are inspired choices.
Yeah.
It's fun.
I mean, yeah, it could be pretty good. I'm thinking.
Krista, what are your thoughts on this?
The only thing I know like Jack Black was funny in the first one. Jack Black's always funny, but I'm interested that he's no longer playing the teenage girl. He's playing a different character now. So yeah, that's interesting.
Kristen, did you watch this movie, the original?
I did not, but I might watch this one just because I do like The Rock, and I would just like to watch it just because he's in it.
I think you would enjoy the first one, or the second one, technically.
Second one, technically. Yeah, I wasn't here yet, but another critic asked me to see it because wanted my opinion, because it wasn't even on my radar, and I was blown away how good it was.
Okay.
Yeah.
I went in expecting it to be like a 3 or a 4, not like an 8.
Yeah, that's what basically you said, right, James? In your review back in the day, you liked it a lot, and I think I was stunned when I got your review back because I think we made fun of it. you know.
Yeah.
Now it's kind of weird. This movie's coming out in December. I mean, the first one did, but it kind of feels like this could be any time. It could be a summer movie or spring. You know.
Yeah. Well, December has kind of become the new,
Summer.
yeah, kind of interesting.
Also, a lot of people are out of school in December, so it gives them something to do. Go watch a fun movie. That's good too.
Yeah, get away from the relatives during the holidays.
So let's move on to the big one in December, Star Wars Episode 1X or 9, The Rise of Skywalker. Oh boy, Kristen, what are your thoughts on this first?
I really hope that Disney does something with it. I hope it's going to be similar to the Revenge of the Sith, where it kind of redeems the previous two movies. But given this track record with Disney, I'm not so sure. I just figure I'm just expecting them to blow it.
Yeah, fortunately that's the case.
Krista, are you a big Star Wars person?
I haven't been keeping up with the newer ones. I only watched the original 3.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably not a bad idea.
Yeah. As I was saying before, I'm not really a huge fan of the new films.
Disney ruined Star Wars.
I think this is going to be a long film. They've got so much stuff to make up for. And I was telling Jerry, I wouldn't be surprised if it ends up being like 2.5 hours or something.
How are they handling Princess Leia in the film?
I think they're just CGIing her in there.
No.
They're actually using like unused footage from The Force Awakens to try and put her in there.
Okay.
I have no idea.
How does that work?
I have no idea how that's gonna work. That seems like it's a disaster. And part of the big issue with their decision is that there's a very specific point in The Last Jedi where they could have just cut it so that Leia died. This is where she dies, and then especially with the death of the actress, it would have fit perfectly. But no.
Disney doesn't want their princess to die.
She had to Superman her way out of there. Just the dumbest scene in the film, if you ask me. But yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do, and the worst thing is too, it's like all of the big three are either dead in real life or dead in the film, so they're all gone. Han Solo died in Force Awakens. Luke Skywalker died in The Last Jedi, and then Carrie Fisher died in real life. So I mean, all three of them are gone now. It's a big, good job, guys. Right.
Well, Force ghosts kind of throw all out of whack,
Yeah. Well, are they gonna CGI in the three using Force ghosts?
Now, the worst case scenario, which I don't think will happen, is opening scroll, a sudden death, Princess Leia, and
No, I would like that. That'd be
that would be awful.
No,
that would be hilarious.
It would be.
Yeah,
funny.
I would get kicked out of the movie theater because I would laugh so hard they would have to drag me out.
No, it would be hilarious because the impression I get from these films is that they don't care at all. They just make the lowest common denominator. I mean, the rumors circulating this film, I'm hoping they're true, is that the Emperor is just back. There's no explanation. He's just alive. And
it's a good story for another time.
They'll never explain it. You know what I mean? I lived. I hope that's what they do. Because that's stupid.
They didn't explain the lightsabers, so why should they explain Palpatine?
Yeah, exactly.
Why didn't they just either reboot or just do something in the other corner of the universe and just let everything Fox did lie.
The major reason why they didn't is because they were trying to bank off the success of the original trilogy, and Disney was, again, this is a very cold, calculated, computer, type response to I guess the prequels is to, people weren't the huge fans of the prequels because they weren't like the original trilogy. Oh, well, we should just make a cash grab remake, but not remake, of the original trilogy, same premise. That's what it seems like to me. And so, like, this last film, I mean, I don't even know what they're gonna do, because it's like, you got the switchblade lightsaber. I mean, is that really gonna save?
Mm-hmm.
Are you really gonna,
That's just a toy.
Yeah.
The only reason that exists is the same reason the double-bladed lightsaber, the cross, is their cool new toys to sell.
So I guess I'm the only one that liked the sequels, so I'm excited for it.
I thought it was fine. It wasn't great. I mean, I thought it was okay. I mean, I admit that Princess Leia scene, my brother had to slap his hand over my mouth because I was about ready to scream, "What the f-?"
You watch your language.
In a theater full of children.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that
really was an odd scene.
It was very bad.
All right, I think that's it for Star Wars with Jake. So last movie this fall, which things may change, is Spies in Disguise, a pigeon movie starring Will Smith that's animated with Tom Holland.
Hasn't it been delayed like 4 or 5 times?
Yes.
Yeah.
It looks bad.
It's being dumped. It's another one of, because this is a Fox movie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's getting dumped. It's a tax write-off for Disney.
Christian, what are your thoughts on this movie?
I completely agree with the others.
It's Will Smith's big final movie of 2019.
And I would have said final movie, but I think Aladdin was successful enough. He still had, no matter how bad this movie is, he'll still have a career.
So yeah, Spies in Disguise looks really bad. It looks really dumb, and I said it before and I'll say it again. If it's just an animated spy movie for kids, totally fine with that. Totally okay with that. But adding a pigeon plot, just stupid.
This looks like a drinking game movie.
James, got any thoughts on this?
Looks kind of bad. I mean, I wouldn't really want to subject myself to it.
Now this one's going to be the one that we have to draw straws about and see who wants to review this turd.
Yeah, well, if I'm stuck, I know a theater that'll show this in 3D that serves alcohol. Cheaply.
That sounds like a volunteer.
Yeah, sounds like a volunteer.
Uh-oh. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. I can't believe I fell for this. Oh, well.
I mean, what do you have? What do you have?
Hey, maybe I'll be surprised.
I mean, this movie looks pretty good, huh? Right? That's what I think.
All right, let's move on to some thoughts overall. So let's go. What are you most hyped for? What are you most looking forward to movie? Kristen, what are your thoughts?
The only movie I'm going to see out of these is probably Star Wars, and that's mostly out of tradition than of hope.
I'm going to see Star Wars because I know it's going to be bad. I want to laugh at it.
So you're hyped for that?
Well, yeah, I'm hyped because it's going to be a train wreck. I'm going to be able to, it's. I will say that is fun. That is fun to, it's fun to dislike something intensely.
All right, Krista, what are you most hyped for?
Well, I think I'm going to like Abominable, and I think Gemini Man is going to be good. The Addams Family is probably going to be good, maybe. Yeah.
All right, Jake.
Well, because of my big mouth, I'm gonna have to see several of these.
So which one are you most hyped for?
Probably Gemini Man, because I want to see the effects play out in long form. Because the trailers intrigued me enough.
All right, I'll be a good boy and say Jumanji, the new Neville, because I enjoyed the first one a lot, and maybe they'll make this a lot better, and that's good. All right, what movie are you dreading, Krista?
Well, I have no intentions of seeing Spies in Disguise unless I'm forced to.
Okay, James, what are you dreading?
Star Wars.
All right. Krista.
No. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think the Addams Family will be that good, honestly. I think that just looks bad.
All right, Kristen, what are you dreading?
I don't dread movies. I just don't go see them.
All right, Jake.
Can I say all of them?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
I mean, some of them might be good, but hey, sometimes movies we dread turn out to be great, and other times movies we are looking forward to turn out to be bad.
Yeah.
So you never know. You never know.
Jake, hopefully we won't have to send you to AA at the end of this season.
Yeah.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding.
All right. I guess for me, Spies in Disguise, it really looks bad. So it's kind of what 2D only movie that we did not talk about are you most interested in?
We haven't talked about Terminator Dark Fate.
Yes. So that's an interesting absence here. Terminator Dark Fate, the quote unquote new Terminator 3. With James Cameron, now owning the rights to it, but not directing it. The same director as Deadpool is doing this. I forget the guy's name. Tim something?
Tim Miller?
Yeah, and I assumed this would be in 3D, but it's not. I don't know why. It seems like it would be cool.
That's weird, but...
Yeah, the early trailers were shown in 3D and had 3D. The last trailer, I've only seen it in 2D, but to be fair, there hasn't been any 3D releases lately, and it's saying in large format, which is usually code for IMAX no 3D. So we don't know what's going on.
I really have nothing good to say about James Cameron, so I just need to hold my tongue.
Well, he owns it. He's not directing it, or he's producing it, so... It's kind of a weird thing where he got the rights back after Genesis failed. So I thought Genesis was hilarious.
Yeah, and I have a like-hate. And you can say whatever you want to about Cameron. As a filmmaker, I have a like-hate relationship with his movies.
Yeah, I can understand that. That's a pretty good, nice way of saying things. So, yeah, that's notable. What 2D movie are you interested in? Let's go, James. What 2D movie coming out this year are you most interested in?
2D?
Yeah.
They still make those? Well,
The Joker movie, right?
Yes.
I definitely want to see the Joker movie. I'm hyped for this movie. I understand why it's not in 3D. It's totally, hard R, psychological kind of movie.
Can't wait for it.
It looks awesome.
So good. Yeah.
Hey, I actually want to see Harriet, the movie on Harriet Tubman.
Okay.
Oh.
Jake?
All
right. Besides Joker, Zombieland Double Tap. Hey, second Bill Murray zombie movie this year. And Knives Out.
With good old Daniel Craig, Chris Evans, and basically a remake of Clue. Of Who Killed Him.
Yeah. I love those old Dark
Oh,
House
and
mystery.
there's the Fred Rogers movie with Tom Hanks that's coming out.
Oh yeah, that looks interesting.
All right, Kristen.
I'm not sure how Tom Hanks is going to pull that off. It seemed kind of awkward in the previews, but I would give it a watch.
Mhm.
So, Kristen, what are you looking forward to that's 2D only?
2D only. Oh Lord, I don't know. Like I said, the movie I'll probably see is Star Wars, and I'm sure I'll end up seeing that in 2D.
All right. So, what 2D movie should be in 3D? I think for me, the obvious choice is Ad Astra, which I don't know how to pronounce that. It's a space movie coming out in a couple weeks. It looks really cool. I don't know why it's not in 3D. Jake, what are your thoughts?
I don't know either, other than they're afraid 3D will make it not be taken serious, which is bunk, because Gravity was in 3D and it was awesome, incredible, and everybody took it seriously.
Yeah.
Maybe the executives are tired of throwing money at 3D.
Yeah, because a lot of the theaters don't even bother to turn it on, and the audiences go, "That was the worst 3D I ever saw."
I mean, it's
Yeah.
a space movie. Space looks so good in 3D.
Exactly.
James, do you have any 2D only movies that you wish were in 3D?
I don't know. Good question.
All right.
You know, I don't. I don't know. I can't think of anything.
All right, Krista, do you have any?
I'm just kind of.
Okay.
I think still it's like we're in the era of passable movies, and there's not a lot of movies that like you can genuinely get excited for.
All right, Jake, you got anything else or no?
I think Zombieland Double Tap, seeing zombies get blown away on the big screen in 3D would be pretty cool.
Yeah. Definitely think that would have been cool.
And it would be nice to see Bill Murray in 3D in a good movie.
I mean, there's a new Little Women movie coming out in December. That might have been funny. I don't know.
Hey, Dial M for Murder was cool in 3D. So who knows? I mean, who knows? Somebody may, somebody may convert Citizen Kane into 3D someday. Who knows?
No, here's a legit one: Arctic Dogs. It's like an animated movie about like a fox and a dog in the Arctic, and then it's like an environmental message in there. Animated movies almost always get 3D releases. Why isn't that coming out in 3D?
I don't know. It's like that World War I dog movie, animated dog movie that didn't get a 3D release.
All right, one more movie, Jojo Rabbit. That would have been funny, just for the hell of it. Having Hitler in 3D, why not?
Yeah.
You know, there actually are 3D photos of Hitler.
Cool.
Uh-huh.
Let's buy all of that.
Because Hitler was actually a 3D enthusiast.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
Fun fact.
Fun fact.
Base.
Hey, that's not going to discourage me. Harold
That's gonna
Lloyd,
make me like 3D more.
Harold Lloyd ran the 3D Hollywood Club for decades.
All right, with Hitler, we'll end this podcast. I'm sorry, but I hope you enjoyed this podcast. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
All right, before this podcast ends, I want to give a thank you to my patrons. Right now, we have one patron, which is David from Spain, and I want to thank you for your financial support. All right, so that's going to be it for this podcast.
We now have a Patreon, and the link is in the description. Thanks for watching.
And we are on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, a little bit everywhere. Just look for us, 3D or 2D. And of course, review us on iTunes. And if you want to write us a letter, our email address is email3d or 2d@gmail.com. So that's going to be it. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.